Pittsburgh Steelers are coming off a great victory against the Los Angeles Chargers, a grinded-out defensive battle where Justin Fields and the offense pulled away at the end, while the Indianapolis Colts are coming off their first victory where they beat Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. They get to host Justin Fields, TJ Watt, and the Steelers here in this Week 4 matchup. And Ryan and I, we're going to break down the game, the matchups within this Week 4 matchup, and at the very end of the video, provide our predictions. But before we get into that, we have a goal of trying to get 100 new subscribers within this Week 4 prediction video series. So any help is greatly appreciated. So while we're at it, if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe to the Tracy Take. Leave a like and a comment. Let us know who you think is going to win this game and why. Ryan, let's kind of talk about both these teams here real quick. Justin Fields had a great game. Pittsburgh Steelers had a great grinded out game. It was a game we thought it would be exactly. It was 10-all going into halftime. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers defense absolutely took over. I think the Chargers actually had negative yardage, I think, in the second half. I'd have to go back and look at exactly the stats here, and I'll do that here in a second. But in general, though, it was just a good performance for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the type of game we expect them to have to play to win, and ones that they're very good at. The Colts, there's also as well the type of game that I think that we'd expect them to win. Lots of turnovers, lots of fun, explosive plays, lots of what the heck are you doing? We can say right now we have group chat with our grandma. She thinks she can make some of the throws that Anthony Richardson misses. I don't think she can make some of those throws like the 80-yard bombs that Anthony Richardson can throw. Sorry, Grandma. I just don't have that much confidence in you. But that being said, though, that's just the type of Colts that I think we're expecting as well. It's Anthony Richardson, a 2-year guy. Going to have those great moments, going to have those low moments. But at the end of the day, though, still a great performance, I think, for the Colts team. And, well, great's a strong word. I'll say way to pull out a victory.
Yeah,
I'll say you're going 1 and 2 is different than going.
Way to overcome your mistakes is the
way to fight adversity. So,
yeah.
What do you think of both of these teams through 3 weeks of the NFL season so far?
Yeah, I thought coming into the season that the Pittsburgh Steelers were a little bit shaky on offense. They didn't score a touchdown in the first 2 games, except for, I believe, a pass to Darnell Washington in the red zone. Other than that, all their points were field goals. And that is not a winnable formula. I was very happy with what I saw from Justin Fields in week 3, though. They actually got some real offensive touchdowns. Justin Fields ran one in. He threw one in, I believe, with Calvin Austin, who has turned into a nice little weapon for them as well. I've been impressed with the Steelers, and the biggest thing, especially, I don't want to say they're deficient of talent on the offensive side of the ball, because I think they, you look at George Pickens, Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, they have some good offensive linemen. They're just young. They're just a young team. And usually with young teams, you see them make mistakes that hurt the team. They haven't really done that yet. And they haven't shot themselves in the foot in a very similar way to, I think, what the Colts have done with Anthony Richardson, all those interceptions that should have been interceptions, or errant throws. That to me, I think, has been really detrimental to this team. Whereas I think you look at the Steelers, Mike Tomlin has kind of been able to rein in Justin Fields a little bit in the aspect of just not as many errant throws. He hasn't given them as much opportunities, but it seems like each week he's getting a little bit more and more on his plate. So I like the progress of the Steelers. I like the progress that I've seen in the Colts as well, in terms of Anthony Richardson is in command of this offense. He's protecting himself well. They're running the football well. It's just with those 80-yard bombs to Alec Pierce that you saw in week 1, there seems to come 2 or 3 errant throws or interceptions that are just kind of stalling out this offense.
It was fun. I'll bring up Grandma again. It was fun watching the game, because then maybe there was a lag on ours where you could tell when he was about to make a horrible throw, because we would get a text what the hell was that?
Yeah.
And then it'd follow up with what an amazing throw. And so that's just, I think that's just the thing with Richardson of just needing to kind of contain and kind of go through those motions, I think, of being a quarterback. Ironically, actually, some of the same stuff we were saying about Justin Fields a couple of years ago, and now you see him in this kind of definitely more controlled system, definitely limiting. There's a style of Pittsburgh Steelers offense that they like to play. I'll go ahead and say it because I know you didn't say it, but I agree. They don't really have the best weapons in the league. They have
Oh,
great
no, that's
weapons.
not.
But no, I'll say it.
No. I
they
agree with you. They also don't have like the worst group of weapons though.
No. They have good pieces for the system that they want to run, where it's going to be that hard nose. We want to control the clock, like with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren kind of running the field. Pat Freiermuth is a good tight end in the league. George Pickens is a solid number one, but really outside of that though, it's like if they get down a touchdown or 2 touchdowns in a game, it's going to be tough for them to go and win in a shootout. They have good pieces for the style of football that they want to play, which I guess really shouldn't be a knock for them. If we're used to now, you go look at the Colts where they do have Michael Pittman, Josh Downs played today. They have Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. I'll kind of combine Alec Pierce and A.D. Mitchell as kind of one with their deep threat capabilities, if that makes sense. But you can see the explosiveness. Like if everything clicks for this Colts team, they can go put up 55 points, I think, against most defenses. So maybe not the Steelers, and we'll get to that here in a second. But Steelers are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers brand of football that they're wanting to see. I will say, kind of as a caveat through 3 games, this will be the most explosive offense that they will go up against. Week 1 Atlanta team where TJ Watt absolutely feasted over Caleb McGarry. And honestly, not even just TJ Watt against Caleb McGarry, just really the entire Pittsburgh Steelers defense as well against Kirk Cousins and kind of a new offensive system. Going up against Bo Nix in Denver, I would say enough said, but they actually dominated the Buccaneers today. And then going up against Chargers offense, which has done really well running the ball, and they shut that out well. But when it comes to passing explosiveness, hasn't really been their forte this season. So it's going to be interesting, this matchup on what the Colts can be able to do because they are extremely explosive. And so let's kind of move into that matchup here and some of the key matchups like to watch within the game. But before we do that, if you want to put a couple bucks down on this game, go ahead and check the link down below in the description box. BetUS has a bunch of great promotions going on right now for first-time players. And I check out this game and all the other NFL Week 4 games as well. And I think come game time, there's no doubt in my mind Steelers will be favorite, probably by 3 points, at least just because it will be on the road as well. But I don't think they should take this Colts team super easy. This is going to be the best defense the Colts have played by far. Pittsburgh probably has one of the better defenses in the league, if not
Green Bay has a good defense also. I might put Green Bay's.
It's different, though. This is going to be completely different. TJ Watt absolutely changes the game, and there's going to be a couple guys that we're going to need to watch on the Steelers side as well, just for their overall status, like Alex Highsmith and Corey Trice Jr. both left the game, especially to someone like Alex Highsmith. That being said, though, Herbig came in. I think it's Luke Herbig came in, and he got a couple sacks as well. So he had a great game also. And so, actually, I think they had 5 sacks total on the day, and I'm pretty sure they're leading the league in sacks. Let me double check this here. Oh no, they have 9 sacks on the season, so still really good. 3 sacks a game. That being said, though, I don't think they've faced a team yet with the deep threat capabilities of the Colts, and the Colts also haven't played a team like the Steelers defense as well, with TJ Watt's capabilities, Alex Highsmith, or Luke Herbert, Cam Hayward up the middle. Then you're going to have Joey Porter Jr., Mika Fitzpatrick as well in the backfield. Just overall around, just an amazingly solid defense at minimum. So that's going to be, I think, just such a fun matchup because I think the Colts are going to get some of their haymaker throws in as well. Just as like the Steelers are definitely they're going to pick Anthony Richardson off, I think, a couple times this game. But that being said, though, the Colts can stretch the field as far as they want, as far as Richardson can throw.
Yeah, and that, to me, I think coming down to matchups, I really want to see how the Colts do against this running game of the Steelers. How do they stop Najee Harris and Jalen Warren? Zach Frazier has been a really good rookie for them. Broderick Jones is a really good second-year guy. Then they have some other vets along the offensive line that have been getting some really good push so far this year. And that to me, I think is going to be a really big matchup here. This is a good running team in the Steelers. And then also Justin Fields coming out of the backfield as well, and scrambling and getting yards that way. So that, to me, I think is going to be a really important matchup to watch. Let's go ahead and get into our predictions here. I'll kick this one off here. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. I just think in a game where the Colts are going to make a mistake or four, like that plays so well into what Mike Tomlin wants to do of control the football, capitalize on the other team's mistakes. Let's minimize our mistakes. We're going to run the football against a weaker run defense in the Indianapolis Colts. And like at the end of the day, it's going to be like a 23-13 type of win, I think, for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with the Steelers as well. I think there's going to be some explosive plays from the Colts, but I think the Steelers, if they just play within themselves, don't get too crazy, slowly, methodically, they can absolutely methodically move the ball down the field. Because I don't think this Colts rushing defense, even though they did a good job today against the Bears also have a horrible rushing offense. And so I think that they can absolutely dictate the game through running the ball through Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, Justin Fields. And that's going to open things up for Freiermuth and Pickens as well. And Calvin Austin, who I will say, we're talking about their weapons. He had a great game today. So if you're still with us and you've already typed that comment about how we skipped Austin, go ahead and delete it for us, or correct yourself, since we did also. But I'm going to go with Pittsburgh as well. I think the biggest thing is just going to be who can I trust more.
Yeah,
it's going to be weird that I have to trust Arthur Smith and his offensive capabilities, but also then too as well. I trust this Pittsburgh Steelers defense more than I do the Colts offense. Colts are going to get their punches in, but I think the Steelers did find a rhythm. It was a good rhythm that they found against a good Chargers defense, to be completely fair. I just think the Steelers are just going to win this one out. I think they're going to get an early lead, and then the Colts are going to have some explosive plays to catch up, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. I think it's going to be a 24-20 Pittsburgh Steelers victory.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really close game. So let's go ahead. We'll wrap this one up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. Will it be the Pittsburgh Steelers? Will it be the Indianapolis Colts? And that, we'll see you guys next time.